Okay, so today we are still doing inequalities, but our inequalities today are going to look a little weird. Go again, headphones out.
No, you're gonna go.
Let go. Your headphones out. I'm telling you again.
Take them out.
I know what I'm saying. Keep them out.
All
Alright, so we are working on compound inequalities today, which are a little different.
I see. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think that's going to be strike one because I'm tired today. I don't want to put up with it. So that's strike one.
We already have strike one.
Alright.
Oh, we already have a strike one?
Yes.
Shut
I'm
up!
tired. I don't want to put up with the day. So shush.
Buns.
You want strike two, Luis?
No.
Don't say anything.
Yes.
Alright, we are going to look at and inequalities. I have n is greater than -2 and n is less than 6. So we are still going to graph these, but they're going to be a little different. So we are going to be combining these actually. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put a circle at my first point. And when I say first point, I mean the left one. I mean my left one. So as I look on this, if I were to do these individually, I'd have a circle at -2 and a circle at 6. Which one of these is going to be on the left?
-2.
-2. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go just -2. I'm going to put my circle, and am I going to fill in my circle?
No.
Alright. So this is my and inequality. So I did my circle at my first point, which I really mean my left point. I should probably change that. And then I'm going to put a circle at the second point, which I mean my right point for my second. Now we're going to put a circle at 6 over here. And I'm just going to go over here and go like 6 like this. I'm not going to fill in my circle. And I'm not really going to fill in numbers in between here. We could, but sometimes these are really big. Sometimes they're like 50 apart. And I don't want to make 50 things. So I'm just going to make my two numbers and kind of keep it easy. And then for an and inequality, what we do is we connect our dots. Just going to connect my dots. Terrible lines, I don't know. So with an and inequality, what this means is my answer is everything that is bigger than -2 and smaller than 6. So before, when we did inequalities, it was all bigger than one number or smaller than one number. Today, or at least part of today, my answer is between two numbers. And that's how I show it on this graph. To my left point, to my right point, connect the dots. So when they're and, we connect them. We're going to practice a couple more and inequalities.
Is that answer? What's in the correct answer?
The answer is your graph. This
Oh,
graph right here. Every and inequality you connect. So every time it is an and inequality, you connect it. So I'm going to do one or two more. I'm going to do x is greater than or equal to 3 and x is less than 7. So, on this one, let's just start with, I already said Luis. So, Ruben, what's going to be my left point on this one right here? What's going to be on this left side?
3.
3. And when I make my circle at 3, am I going to fill it in?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Answer.
What?
I know, I put 3.
Oh, I thought. I didn't hear you.
Alright, and then I'm going to make my right point over here at 7. And make my circle. Gabe, am I going to fill the circle in?
Nope.
I'm going to connect my dots. It's a little bit better line, I guess. And that's it. These are and inequalities. We connect the dots.
That's all we do.
That's
stupid.
Alright.
Dude, that's easy.
Let's do one more. Alright, so I have x is greater than 2 and 19 is greater than x.
They're both on the left.
That's true, but is this variable on the left side?
No.
So I need to make it on the left side. So I'm going to flip x, 19, and don't forget, when I flip the x to the left,
You gotta flip
this thing in the middle flips. How about now? Can x be bigger than 2 and less than 19? Yeah, that'll work. So you gotta be careful because sometimes they write them a little different and you gotta make sure they work. Sometimes these won't work. Sometimes it'll be like greater than 2 and greater than 19, which is just one big line. So my left one's going to be here at 2. My right one is going to be at 19. I'm just going to do the 2 in ones. I'm not going to do all the other dots because there's a lot of them. I don't want to do any. I got 2. I got 19. Connect my dots. That's it.
That's all.
Is that all we do?
That's pretty easy.
Homework will be easy
What's the point before I flip this?
Drawing a circle.
So it's got
I
a
thought we were
stay.
gonna find the middle number.
No, it always has a gap there.
Good point.
The variable should always be on the left.
You're cool.
All right, do this last one down here in the box. We'll have somebody do it on the board for us here in a minute. So graph that and inequality. We're gonna get into some or inequalities. And then after that, we'll get into some tougher ones.
Your dad. What?
That don't make no sense.
Shall not let you keep copy.
Here's the one by the 2. The one by the
Your
negative 2 has the line.
Negative
So there's one by the 1. All right, we're gonna have Lizea. Would you graph this for us, please? All right, Elizea is gonna graph this. So see what she does. See if she gets the same answer as you.
Good.
So our left one.
The new mom Rose.
Yeah,
Where's the other? I don't know. Is he on the He's that.
Yeah, whatever you want. Like, I can't even have
All right, very nice. We have negative 2 on the left. We got 1 on the right. They are both filled in, and we connect them because they're and.
You feel it. You fit You fit my dad's shoes.
All right. So we did and inequalities. We're also going to do some or inequalities and an or.
Or.
So for an or problem, if I'm going to graph my or inequalities, I'm going to graph my first inequality, which is my left one. Just like before, I mean my left inequality. So if I look on this, I have t is less than 0, t is greater than or equal to 5. So I'm going to go here to the left one, which is 0. So 0, I'm going to make my circle. I'm not going to fill it in. And if I have t is less than 0, Kinsey, which way is my arrow going to go for t is less than 0? To the left? Okay. So I graph my first inequality, which is the left one. Then I'm going to graph my second inequality, which is this one on the right. Just like before, that's my right one. I should probably say left and right, but oh well. So it is greater than or equal to 5. I'm going to go over here to 5, make my circle. I'm going to fill it in. Lillian, which way is my arrow going to go?
Right.
It is going off to the right. And then lastly, for or inequalities, actually you're done.
You're done.
Or inequalities are a little different. They are 2 arrows going out. So when I have, just to recap, if I have an and, when I have an and inequality, I connect the dots. When I have an or inequalities, my arrows go out. And connect the dots, ors go out. Is kind of how I remember. Ors are arrows pointing out, and you connect the dots. So let's do like one more or problem. Actually, yeah. But we're gonna skip this first one.
This is a long one.
Well, freaking.
You already do the J's.
Yeah, that's a good game.
New practice.
What is 20 tonight?
What is
What?
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're not supposed to do that one.
What should be on the left though?
Here's on the left.
So which one's going to be on the left?
4.
Which one do you want? Oh, I'm just kidding.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, on your number line. Shouldn't the 1 be there? 4 be there?
No, because you said grab the first thing.
Which is going to be on the left?
Here's on the left.
No, on the number line. What's going to be on the left?
Sense.
The one on the number line.
Alright.
Alright, so we are going to do the second one together, and then you guys are going to do the bottom one. So, I'm going to graph x is greater than or equal to 8 minus 1, or 2x is less than or equal to 1. Do we have the x's by themselves yet on these?
No.
Not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Yeah, I can.
So, before I can go through and graph these OR inequalities, just like all the other ones, I need to solve them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have x is greater than or equal to, what is, we just have 8 minus 1. That is 7, correct? What's 7? I'm going to put a little line here on my 7. So it doesn't look like another greater than.
No. Yeah.
Alright, and then I have or 2x is less than or equal to 1. Magi, what do I do to get this x by itself right here?
You divide by 2.
Yep, we're going to divide by 2. So I'm going to have x is less than or equal to 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. Alright, so I have my or now. My or, and they're actually solved. So when I look at this one though, Louise, when I graph these, which is actually going to be on the left side? The 7 or the 0.5? The 0.5. So be careful. This one they listed backwards. So my 0.5 is actually going to be over here on the left. And then I need to make my circle and fill it in. And my arrow, x is less than or equal to 0.5, going off to the left. And then I'm going to have 7 over here on the right. Make my circle, fill it in. X is greater than or equal to 7. Arrow going off to the right. So be careful. Sometimes they're kind of sneaky and they tell you the wrong one first. They told me the bigger one first instead of the smaller one.
How do you know which one's first?
On the number line.
Yes.
What's smaller?
Oh, okay.
0.5 is smaller. It's going to go on the left.
Yes. Never
So you
Alright.
put the smaller number on the left?
No.
Yes.
Always, like every time?
Yep. Every time.
Gotta write that down.
Yes, because that's how number lines work. Farther right you go, the bigger it is. Farther left you go, the smaller it is. Alright, next in-class problem. I want you to do this one in the box. Right here. Right here in the box. Don't forget though, before you can graph it, you gotta solve it for each x. So basically you have to solve both problems and then graph.
Wow.
As Linda would say.
As Linda would say. As Linda would say. I like that. What? Okay.
What?
She says I'm telling.
I'm calling Auntie Linda.
She's very, very yes person.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's a bad thing.
Should we should mark it this time?
The exact same thing.
Should be exact same.
It's negative one of those. Good job. You went to Mission Market last night.
Me, Keith, and Tyson.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did. I just 4 days, bud.
Yeah, you did.
Hang on, I think I've typed it
Will
wrong.
someone call the police?
Hang on, I think I've typed it wrong.
Well,
You
now
put
all
or.
that work for nothing.
You did or.
Yeah, it is an or.
Is it supposed to be?
X is greater than negative 1. Or
Should get rid of that.
2x.
-5.
No.
Would you?
No.
just do negative.
Oh, you still recording?
Put or.
Okay.
Yeah,
Less
he
than
recorded
is
it
0.
today.
Yes, we're recording. Alright, hang on. Change this piece right here because I typed it in wrong. Change that one to a less than.
Oh, my.
Are you serious?
You messed me all up.
What the heck, dude?
No, I didn't.
You should
Really.
have told us this when we first
Why?
started.
Mr. Goki!
Oh, Mr. Goki, wow.
The only thing that's going to change is your graph where the arrow's going. That's it.
How we should change the number?
No.
Change the number.
No.
Another one.
God dang it.
The only thing that changes is your arrow. What are you complaining about?
So,
Mr. Goki.
where's his arrow going?
The opposite way than it was before.
Mr. Goki.
Yes.
Would you?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm lost.
I hate how my
Forget it, I'm
voice
not
does
trying
this
anymore.
Yeah, let's do pentops basketball. Get it right. Subtraction.
I think it's going
I can't like not deal with my
Subtraction.
side.
Yeah.
I can't write like this.
Subtraction.
Because I don't write like
Wait,
that.
what?
This is how we
Oh my god, both ones.
I'm not even trying anymore.
I'll give you another minute or so, and somebody's gonna graph it for us at least.
I'm not even trying anymore. I'm not even trying.
I'm just gonna quit like
I did. I tried on that problem and then I
Alright, where'd you get stuck?
Still one die.
everywhere.
I didn't even circle.
I'm just stupid.
Still one die. We know.
I'm an anime god.
That was so hard, Mr. Logie.
Problems. That's 25%. How do you solve this one right here?
What was
Just
this?
saying
That is not funny.
That's 8% of my brain.
Exit.
I did it the wrong way, so it's actually.
What's the last sign?
Yeah, well, I'm shitting on okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was 9.
Oh my God.
Yeah. 8 or 9.
Alright. You find I'm Goku.
Yeah.
Goku, Vegeta, Morph.
Oh.
What's up, Vegeta?
I'm Vegeta and Goku. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm
Bro, he's weak.
No, he's not. He's the legendary Super Saiyan.
But he died.
Huh?
But he
But
died.
he's still a legendary Super Saiyan.
But he's dead.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it'd be 0 right
Oh, he's
I don't know. I didn't think it I was like, I don't know. It's different than you two. I got
More
different
problems? Arrows go out.
Yeah.
Alright.
I got what?
Mr. Loki, I'm dumb.
1 into 0. And then divide by 0.
Mr. Logie!
Alright, we're going over this one because some people still have some questions, so we're gonna go over it. Okay. Yes.
No.
So, on this first one, I think we are at. I think we're at Ashland. And you're gonna help me. I have 3x, so this should really be 3x is less than -3 because I typed it in wrong. How would I get this x by itself, Ashland? Divided by 3. And I'm gonna get x is less than -1.
Oh my god, I divided by -3. Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's keep going. Adelia, how am I gonna do my second part right here?
I'm not gonna try anymore.
Hey, that's strike 2 now. You guys are being loud again.
To the wall, I'm all like,
Luis. Luis.
You have to sit back there and laugh it. What are you talking about?
One more, you guys don't get music. So shush.
For the rest of the year.
For today, unless it gets to be a problem. Alright, Adelia, how am I solving the second part?
You do 2x, and then you do 2, -5, and you get -10.
Yep.
And then yeah, you bring that all down.
Yep. Okay, so let's keep going. Greg, what am I going to do next?
Divide by 2x.
No.
Yeah, let's do PIMDOS backwards now, because we have only one x, right?
Oh, you on that
Give me
side.
chicken.
Yep. So we're going to add to both sides.
Get the chicken rice. On my mom.
So I get a 2x, I got less than or equal to -10 plus 10 is 0. And then, Beto, what's my last step?
So you do put the 0 there. See?
Go right here.
Don't you divide by 2 first?
Nope.
What the
What if we did that? Is that wrong?
Yes.
I got it right the second time.
We're going to divide by 2.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
did.
you did.
Yes.
Divide by 2?
Did you get x is less than or equal to 0?
Oh, I did that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I didn't get
Then
that.
maybe you just wrote it down wrong then. You got it right.
Well, then how do you read your graph?
What did you do to the 2?
Because they're going
Did
the
I say
same way.
that wrong?
not bad, right?
Wait.
Last night.
Oh man, these are both wrong.
Oh.
Man, that was a terrible problem. We're gonna have to cut this out of the video so I don't look stupid.
No, you did it right, but you...
You can hear
Now,
all
what I
their
do?
comments they're
Loki,
making.
you're really smart. It's okay.
Put your brown nose in.
Divided by 2.
Alright.
Mr. Gold.
Well, this one was it.
So I think
Mr. Gold.
Actually, you know what I should have done?
Skip the rest
I
of
should
the
have made
rest.
that a -3. That would have fixed the whole thing.
Really? I will
How did
give
you
Mr.
get
Gold
that?
if you let
Oh well.
skip the rest of the
Dude,
You know what? We're gonna skip this problem. We're gonna skip the rest of this.
What the?
Yeah.
How do you
skip it when we already started it?
By not ever finishing it.
Yeah, you did. You finished it right there.
I'm sorry, but I'm just finish what I
Here,
started.
watch this, Ruben. I'll tell you how easy this is.
He's getting roasted right
What the? It was never there.
now. What'd you say, Jay?
That was a terrible example. I'm sorry.
Jay.
What'd you say?
Yes.
Mr. Gold, can I get a
Can
drink
you
of water?
check that?
This
This
is gonna put it
part.
first.
You're supposed to subtract first.
Oh wow, you actually did do it right, but you did it
What are
right.
you doing?
With nickel word?
Because you divided everything by 2.
Pay back tomorrow.
How many words do you
Just the nickel
have?
word.
I got it right.
You did.
All right, we got one more type of thing. I'm sorry that a word problem was terrible.
That's alright.
No, it
Skip
counts
the rest
We're gonna have to
of
fix
the
that next time. We're gonna have to put a note in there.
Let's just do the exit ticket and I'll forgive you.
No, we got one more thing.
All right, so we're gonna look at one more kind of and problem.
Oh, that's my
We are gonna look at one more type of and problem. So I have -3 less than or equal to n minus 4,
Cameras now.
which is less than -1.
I thought you were writing loud.
Yeah, I was like,
All right.
we got fun. I'll just be around. See anyone else?
Go up.
Okay, so on this problem, -3 is less than or equal to n minus 4, which is less than -1. You see how I have the two inequalities right here?
Yes.
Whenever you see two inequalities, it is automatically an and problem. It's always and when there are two inequalities. And the way I solve this is I break it
Louis.
into two smaller problems.
Louis.
Why God?
Strike 3 over.
No. Please be
You
quiet.
couldn't hear that.
Alright, I guess that's strike 3.
No!
I heard that.
Any more strikes? Do you guys get extra homework?
What?
So we're on strike 3, so no music? Oh, that sucks.
You
Yeah,
guys
it
gotta
does.
talk.
We really tell people to be quiet. Okay, we are on an and problem here because I have two inequalities. And what I'm going to do is basically this is two problems, but they share the middle piece. So really, I have this problem here on the left,
Not really, I could do it again.
and I have this problem over here on the right. They share the middle piece.
What?
They share the middle piece. So I really have -3 is less than or equal to n minus 4, and n minus 4 is less than -1.
What the freak?
They share the middle piece.
Never mind.
So I'm going to split this into two different problems. They both have that n minus 4. And I'm going to solve both problems. And because they started out with the two inequality signs on the same thing, it is automatically an and problem. Two inequalities is always and. And after I do this, I just need to solve each thing. So if I start here on the right side, I would add 4 to both sides.
Oh, I see. Alright.
And I get m is less than 3. And same thing on this side, I would add 4 to both sides. And I get 1 is less than m. But is my m on the left side?
Nope.
Nope. So I need to flip the whole thing. I get n is greater than or equal to 1. So now that I've done this, because it's an and problem, I've got my two numbers for my and. My smaller number is going on my left, which is positive 1.
Make sure you fill the circle.
So, I feel like this.
Actually connected.
Wait,
What the?
Alright, so my smaller one is on 1. My next one is on 3. I'm going to make my circle. I am not going to fill in this circle though, because I don't have the extra thing. And because it is an and problem, I am connecting my dots.
Can you let Louis go down there?
Yeah, you should.
Why would you get it?
The fans are on, bro.
Alright, so we're going to do one more, and then you guys are going to do one, and that'll be it. So, I have -2 is less than 2y minus 4, which is less than 14. So, I have two inequalities, right? That means it's automatically and. Whenever I have two together, and it doesn't have the word or, it's automatically an and problem. And I need to split it up into my two smaller problems. I got this side, and then I have this side. They share this piece in the middle. So I'm going to have -2 is less than 2y minus 4, and 2y minus 4 is less than 14. We just have to go through and solve both of them. So I'll just start with my right side. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. To get 2, I have less than 2y. My next step, divide by 2. And I get 1 is less than y, but I'm not quite done yet. Moses, what's the last thing I got to do?
Flip it.
Flip it. I got 1, or I got y, excuse me, and then I got 1. And my sign in the middle's got to flip. It opened up to the y before, it's got to open up to the y again. Alright, that's my first one. But I can do the same type of thing on this right one. I'm going to have to add 4 first on my right side here. I got 2y is less than 18. What's my last step, Magi? Your mom going over there.
Huh?
My last step.
You divide by 2.
Yep. What do I get?
You get y is less than 9.
Alright, I got both my things here. So my smaller one is here on the left, that's number 1. Bigger one is on the right, number 9. Make my circles. And because it's an and problem, we're going to connect my dots. Connect dots, dots, dots. Alright, well, let's try this next one, Katie. I'm not happy with it.
How do you know it's an and problem?
Because you see how we have two inequalities on the same one?
Yeah.
That's how you know it's and.
So for like the greater than.
Yeah. See how it's got both of them right
Yeah.
here? Or it could have literally the word and. But, alright, let me put it to you this way. If it is an or problem, it will always say the word or. Or problems always say the word or. So, I want you to do this one in the box now. Last in class problem.
How do we do or problem?
You do them both individually and you put them on the same graph. And remember, or is arrows going out. Alright, I want you to do the one in the box. This one in the box, last in class problem. And then we'll get started on homework and stuff here soon.
So we're not doing the or one?
On this one, no. It's only or if it literally says the word or.
I know, but we're not doing the or.
Oh, we might do that one next, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. Just the one in the box right now. So remember, you split it into two separate problems that share that middle piece. They both share that middle piece. That's all.
One of those little wind ones.
15 players.
15 players. I wish we had some of those on our basketball team.
That's all what?
Some of those on our basketball team.
My life was over.
15 players.
Why is that, Ruben?
15 players.
Probably too hard.
How can you tell if the or and
So how do we know
Oh my, you didn't
the
listen.
possible connect over there to go?
Does it say or your teammate?
No.
So, or problems.
Tyson's a and problem.
How come the arrows goes down?
Yes, he's on that.
Did you hear me yesterday, Greg?
I'm not a team member. I can
To make quantum. He's like, let me hold myself back and see. The underrated
I think it's 1 or 4. Bad man. He needs to take his shots.
That's what he said to make me fun.
Alright, now I'm good.
got. Okay, so I got x less than 1. I mean, greater than less than. Yeah, less than 1. Next, what's the next thing? Greater than 1. So how would I do the graph? There you got it. 1 right here. And it's gonna be open circle. Are we on the circle? Yeah, we are.
Like that sound is? Let's have a bump it at your house.
So I did plus 8. I think I did that wrong. And I got 8 on this side. See that?
Oh, so they're two separate problems.
Yeah.
So the first problem, ignore this and solve that.
Oh, do you want me to solve?
Ignore this and solve that.
What'd you get? I got 3 on that side.
Oh,
I
okay,
got
so, okay.
6 on that.
No,
Yeah, that's all you got.
I'm just gonna go for K's, the rest should.
We're almost done.
Luis.
How do you know if it's
Yes,
an and or
I have both. What?
How do you know if it's an and or
Luis.
I was like, you said I have both of them going.
So if it was an or, then it'd be.
Luis, flip that around. You're actually
So if it was an or, then it was an or.
All right, let's get started on this one. So we have to set this up with 2 different problems. So let's start with the left part. Remember, these share the middle piece. So I'm going to have 4 is less than or equal to 4x minus 8 for my left part. And I'm going to go through and solve it. So 4 is less than or equal to 4x minus 8. And I think we've gone through everybody, so I'll just do it real quick. Actually, no, we'll go around. Luis, what am I doing first? Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We're going to add 8 to both sides first. I'm going to get 12 is less than or equal to 4x. And then I got to keep going. I'm going to divide by 4. I'm going to get 3 is less than or equal to x. And Gabe, what else do I need to do? Which one? I'm not done yet. Right here. What am I still missing right here?
Flip it.
Yeah, you got to flip it. Yep, you got to flip it. So I'm going to have x, 3, and it's going to flip the other way.
Oh.
Alright, but I have to do the second half. They still share this middle part right here, but it's the second problem. So I got 4x minus 8 is less than 16. And the steps are basically the same, but the answers I get are going to be different. We're going to add 8 to both sides. I'm going to get 4x is less than 24. We're going to divide by 4. We're going to get x is less than 6. Alright, so when I graph these, I think Rebecca, Lillian, what's going to be on the left side?
3.
And what kind of circle am I going to have on that?
Filled in.
Yep. Which means my right side is going to be 6. Kinsey, am I going to fill in the circle at 6?
No.
Nope. And then Jace, am I going to connect my dots or are my arrows going out? We're going to connect them. Remember, it only is an or problem if it literally says the word or.
Or.
If it doesn't say the word or, it is an and problem. Alright, so let's actually, we'll have you guys start on your exit ticket up here on the board. Actually, no, I changed my mind. We're going to start on the homework. I want to give you guys time for homework on this.
Okay, so no exit.
Yep, no exit ticket. Skip the exit ticket.
I already logged in and everything.
And I'll put your homework on the board here in just a second. It will also be on Google Classroom in a second.
That's rough. Cat thingy.
I got a question.